Welcome back to George's YouTube channel. George the Torino, the best Torino around. As you can see, last episode I made quite a lot of changes and everything is looking fantastic. Still haven't gotten this side or the back area yet, but I will get to painting that and it's gonna look great when I do. But before I do much more painting, I have run into an issue. George overheats. He's an old man and he overheats. Just watch this video. So the solution is to figure out why George is so hot, why he isn't cooling, and that's what we're going to do today in this episode. So make sure to subscribe, and let's get started. So I got some tips from a couple automotive people, and they told me to run CLR, which is a type of cleaner that's supposed to get rid of rust and kind of like deposits that could be running through the cooling system. So I filled that up, I think six or eight times. I can't remember exactly. Filled the radiator completely up just the rest of the way with water and then ran it through and drove it around just to make sure everything would get knocked loose. And well, we took it for a drive yesterday and yeah, so it's not cooling yet. So we've got to take more drastic steps now, unfortunately, because I was really hoping that would fix it. So the next step we've got to do, I'll probably take off this distributor cap, coil the carburetor, any wiring that's connecting to the manifold, pop off the manifold, the valve covers, and then I need to get off the heads, which are under the valve covers on each side. I'm going to take them off, try and clean everything out, make sure any passageways that could be possibly blocked are completely cleaned. And if that doesn't fix it, well, I don't really know what to do. So that's the next step. I'm going to take everything off, start spraying down the bolts with some WD-40, as you can see, try and get them off so hopefully nothing will break. So I'm going to get on that. So I just got the valve covers off and I was just inspecting everything to make sure, you know, I wasn't really expecting anything to be wrong, but I was going to inspect it anyway. When I came to this little rocker arm here, and I don't believe that it should be doing that. I know it shouldn't be doing that. The pusher arm is down in the hole here, and I know that this is not correct, so I'm gonna have to do some research. Probably I'm taking the heads off anyway, but I'm assuming I'm gonna have to replace that pusher arm. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, or how I didn't notice up to this point, because I feel like I should have, but I'll have to do some research on that. Anyway, let's carry on taking off the heads. Alright, and that is the intake manifold off. This big thing was really heavy and I had to get some help. As you can see, I was struggling. It's pretty filthy. Some of the passageways are completely filled up and gunked up. So I think it was a good move that we went ahead and took it off. And here's what the engine is looking like. Right here you can see that broken push rod. Crazy, it's just bent. Most of the holes actually aren't too bad. I mean, there's a lot of obvious junk. I mean, like this would stop up an engine. And then as you can see here, this hole is just completely filled. And then this one on this side is pretty bad too. The rest of these aren't terrible looking, but I think I'll be able to see the rest of it as soon as I get the heads off, which I'm gonna do right now. Head number 1 is completely off. And might I say, that was really heavy. Here, the head is right here, looking absolutely disgusting. It's gonna need a lot of work to get it cleaned up. I'm absolutely so tired. I've been at this all day. So I'm gonna get the other head off tomorrow. Still got another row of bolts on the bottom side to get off. But it's getting dark, and I'm super tired. So I'll get the other one off tomorrow. Probably won't show that, and then we'll go into cleaning them. That'll be a lot of fun. Alright, welcome back. It's been about 2 weeks since the last update, and here are the heads. Freshly cleaned and rebored, and they are looking fantastic. I do have to get the seats back on and bolt everything back down. And here is the engine bay, currently how it stands. I can't quite remember what it looked like before. It's kind of dirty right now, but I painted this whole area here and cleaned that thing. That's like the water reservoir, I think. And I painted this side and the whole back area here, and I added some nice, that Ford blue color to the engine block area that will be seen. Here are the new head gaskets right here. I'm getting ready to install the heads, so I'm coming along here just cleaning this and cleaning the pistons because they did get a little dirty. And I'm doing the best to clean out all of these water passageways. It is kind of difficult since I can't get inside, but I'm doing the best I can. Okay, I have everything I need to reassemble the engine. I've got the lifter sitting down here in some oil, and the rockers in some oil as well. Here's the push rods. I did get this new one from that one that broke. I sprayed them all out and cleaned them, and then these are being cleaned as we speak. So it's time to get everything reassembled. Let's have a nice long time lapse. Alright, everything is put back together and she's looking beautiful, if I do say so myself. I think everything should be hooked back up properly. I'm not 100% sure though. So we're going to do a quick test. I'm going to pour some oils in and then we'll try and start it up and see what happens. I'm sure there will be something wrong though. As you can hear, George is running beautifully. There's a couple things we need to tweak that just aren't quite right, but everything, as far as I can tell, with the engine has been put back correctly. Brake booster isn't hooked up yet, so we can't quite go for a drive. I gotta figure out a new port to plug that vacuum hose into. But the cooling problem should now be solved with the new heads cleaned out. I also cleaned out the block and the intake manifold when I had everything out, so we should be good to go. Fingers crossed anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Later.